Hello, everyone. Welcome to Be More Training. We are live on Facebook, and I didn't know how to do it better until I knew that I needed to bring on the man, the myth, the CEO founder of the Locker Room Coaching, real estate coaching. I used to work with this guy. I think it's a pleasure that we have him here today. I would say give him a warm welcome. I'm sure you're clapping behind the screen, but everyone welcome Jake Dixon. What's up, brother?
What up, man? Thank you so much for having me. And it is always an honor to be graced with your presence. And we're not done yet. We're not done yet doing business with each other. That's for dang sure.
Of course. I know that. But if you could, tell everybody who you are, what you do, how you do it, and all that good jazz.
Yeah,
and then I'll roll into some questions.
For sure. So, guys, thanks so much for just entertaining with me today. So, yeah, who I am, I'm the founder of the Locker Room Real Estate Coaching Organization, and we launched this back about 3 years ago. And what we do is we specialize in helping newer agents, meaning within your first 2 years of the business specifically, or what we refer to as the blue ocean, which is the 97% of NAR, the National Association of Realtors, who claims that 97% of agents sell 24 or fewer homes per year. So we have made it our mission, our business, to impacting the quote unquote blue ocean for anybody in that category who wants to take their game to a new level. Because you look around the coaching industry, and this is not a slam because there's so many phenomenal coaching companies out there, but by and large, they're all competing for the red shark infested bloody waters in that red ocean for the already successful agent. So that is our practice. That is what we do. We partner with over 160 real estate brokerages. We serve over 6,000 real estate agents, much like yourselves out there. And with that, that's what we do.
My man, you have grown over 6,000 agents in the locker room.
Yes, and what is more, to me, what is more impressive is you always got to interrogate the reality of the numbers, right? That collectively, correct. And this was at the 2.5 year mark so this is a little outdated information, so bear with me, but at that time, agents within the locker room, keep in mind, newer, lesser experienced, had closed over 10,000 homes for over $2 billion, that's with a B, $2 billion of sales volume. Wow. So that to me is you want to talk about success through others and knowing that you're making a difference, because one of the things that we really take a stance for, Ruben, you know this, is all those facts and numbers I've cited. One of the most glaring ones is how they say 8, maybe even 9 out of 10 agents are out of the business within their first 2 years. And I am not willing, I know neither are you, to stand around and have this acceptance attitude saying, oh, well, the good ones are going to make it anyways, so whatever, they'll figure it out. Or I don't have time for those dual career part-time agents. Man, you are the lifeblood and soul of what we do if that's you. And, and I know Ruben feels the same way. So we want to push that needle in the opposite direction, because the barrier of entry into our career, if we're just being honest, pretty low. And then we were deceived with HGTV and all these reality TV shows, reality. And I believe there's a false sense of what it actually takes to be successful in this business. And as you know, we came out with the 19 things they don't teach you in real estate school class. So we use courses and things like that to get in front of agents early to help, reduce that attrition rate and everything else.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I agree with you with the part-time agent, because that's how I started. Yep. I started part-time agent, I had a different career. And so thank God there were people like you that didn't give up on me when I first got into the business. Knowing that those stats say within the first 2 years that agent leaves the business, what would you say is if you can give me just a few things that they could focus on to ensure that they're not put in that category of one of those agents who leave in the first 2 years?
Yeah, man, it's simple, but it's not easy, so to speak, that old cliche kind of thing where having had that unique observation deck where we can see the successes and or failures of 6,000 plus agents, it's actually pretty obvious when you just have that vantage point, you know what I mean? And guys, nothing I say today is probably going to be rocket science to you. And how many times or how many different voices and people do you need to hear it from before it finally sinks in? I don't know about you, but I'm a pretty stubborn dude. So for me, I'm right there with you. It takes a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
But to give you some practical things or some just quick little opinions of mine would be, number one, the attrition rate and everything else is due to exactly what we just said. Low point of entry, false expectations of what it takes to actually be successful. Because you think about this, most of us grew up in life saying, well, I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a professional sports athlete, and I want to be all these things. And then we get conditioned by hearing the word no so much that as adults, we kind of grow to accept and be complacent and say, you know what, I just want to be comfortable. And we lose this whole dream and childlike faith that we used to have. And so then I think we just accept going to a Monday through Friday, 9-to-5 job where somebody tells us what our time is worth. And again, I'm not knocking employers out there. They're critical to our economy. But a lot of you probably watching this right now have that entrepreneurial spirit to you. So I think it's a safe place for me to say that. And so that's what I find is a lot of people, they get stuck in that rut. And then this entrepreneurial seizure happens where they say, I think I'll go get my real estate license and go fire my boss. Cool. But you better know what the hell you're getting into, because now there is no job description really that's available to you. Nobody's putting you in a box, controlling what you do every day, or else you get fired. For the first time ever, you're in business for yourself. And a lot of people, that's a very rocky time if they don't go into it with the right expectations. So that's number one. Number two, real quick, is they don't know how to manage their money. My buddy Hank says this all the time. For a lot of people, it's not an income problem. Ruben, guys like you and I and many of your viewers here are very good at making or earning money. So it's likely not an income issue for most of us. It's a cash flow problem. We suck at managing money and letting our money work for us. And so that is the second biggest factor, I personally believe, as to why agents get out of the business. Number one, they don't work. They don't show up to work. They don't lead generate and do all the things due to improper expectations. But number two, they are a victim of their own success. It's that rookie of the year who goes and sells 30 homes in he or she's first year, who now owes the government 30 grand in back taxes because they didn't know how to properly manage their money. And then they got to go get a real job to try and make up lost ground to pay back the government. And it's this self-fulfilling prophecy.
Right. Yeah, dude.
I'm sorry, guys, but you know.
No, I think you're right. I tell a lot of people that this game is a double-edged sword, right? Like you go in and you do have the freedom to really build a huge life. There's really no cap. You don't have to put a cap on yourself like some employers that there is a certain cap that you can go up to. There is no cap. You can grow as big as you want. The other side is that you do have all the time in the world. So what are you going to do with it? You know, and a lot of people don't really understand and really know what to do with that time. And so it gets wasted away. They look at the day and they were busy, but they really never accomplished anything. So yeah, it could definitely 100% be a double-edged sword. What is that one expectation that you would tell that person getting into the business? That one thing that kind of shocks them and says, you know what, I need to get my butt in gear. This is not a game.
It's relationship generation, man. At the end of the day, it boils down to that. Unless you're a part of a team and the team's dishing out leads to you, which, hey, if that's your thing, cool. But before you go buying leads and swiping your credit card and doing all that stuff because you're lazy and you want to take the easy route, it's taking care of the people that can take care of you. It's relation. Here's why I say it this way. It's relationship generation, because guys, some of you have this funky reaction if I dare say the word lead generation or prospecting. Ruben and I think are both cut from the same cloth. It's your database. Stop cold calling FSBOs and expireds and doing all the things unless you're brand new to some market and you have to do that. But by and large, it's focusing on the people who are within your cell phone. They're on your social media friends lists, even if they're fake and you never have met them in your life. There's still a mutual connection somehow, some way, apparently.